Imagine the devastating shit that could put somebody through. Then I considered it, these are memories, not actually being in there. So it's not like you can still fuck somebody up, but on a different level. Now it totally makes sense what could happen where they're able to adjust what you're seeing. I don't know if the time would work, but they could get in there and adjust where you are, what you see, what you remember, and the amount of torture that could be applied to someone is on top of life extending to who knows how long in the next 20-30 years. That shit could be really fucked. If somebody wanted to fuck with you and say you got the Neuralink and they got access to that and fucked with your brain, oh my god. And who knows if we're there right now? Who knows if we're in there? I mean, who knows if you're in there, dude? Like, that's something you should really consider. But if you are considering that, at least look at your life, look at the things that are going on around you, and it might suck, but it's not that bad. It's not eternal torture. So that's something to think about. If you are here, then and there is someone controlling it, then they wouldn't just have you here on some nonsense shit. Like, there's something gonna happen in the future. It could be fucked up. That's what I used to think. I thought that all of this was just like preparation and making me feel secure in order to make the torture worse. Like, I'm fine with life, and then boom, like some crazy shit happens. Like, I used to imagine this horrible shit. Or I could be going through all this right now to make the most amazing thing in the future even better, because now I have an understanding of life. Now I've seen bad things, experienced bad things, and then this beautiful life comes along. That's actually what I believe is going to happen. But I'm also a Christian, so I believe that before that there's going to be some bad stuff, like persecution of Christians. There's going to be this mark of the beast, whatever it ends up being. It could be the chip, it could be whatever, I don't know. But in the Bible it talks about how if there's going to be like the one world currency, which they're pushing for, and if you don't subscribe to the Antichrist, you can't purchase goods. It's going to be horrible, and Christians will be persecuted. But we win in the end, and we have a beautiful coming to meet God. So had to discuss all that real quick. Just thoughts that go through my head currently, to be completely honest. A few weeks ago I realized that for the past months, like, I've just been sinning, lustful mainly, but also anger, deception, plenty of things. And then one day it hit me like, oh, I stopped caring. I was completely in disregard of the sins I was committing. And then when I realized that, then that Sunday night, which was like that night, I said, all right, I'm going to repent, and to show God that I mean it, I'm going to fast for a bit. So I ended up fasting for 2 days, 2 full days, like Sunday through Monday. And then, and it felt good. It felt like my mind was a little bit clearer. I don't know if I was super communicating with God, but there was a point where a woman was literally dying at work. I work at a elderly nursing home, night shifts. And this woman was in hospice dying. She was in so much pain, and I just felt like God kind of wanted me to, be with her for a bit. So I sat with her for a long time, and I prayed for her and just held her and let her hold my hand, and she would like grip my hand. And so there were times where she would be breathing and her eyes would open really wide, and heavy breaths, and I thought like, oh, she's dying right now, and I'm witnessing someone's death, just me and that person, and it brought me to tears, bro. Like I've never experienced something like that, and she didn't die though that day. She ended up dying the day after my last shift that weekend. She passed away. So that's something, and I felt like God was communicating, like, just be with this woman for a bit, even if she can't speak. She couldn't talk because of the amount of pain she was in. She couldn't formulate thoughts like that. But so that was one thing. But anywho, I went back to what I was doing prior to that, but at least I had that knowledge, like, this isn't good. Like a couple weeks later, I went back to that shit. But starting today, I'm doing it again. I'm going to be repenting, fasting for as long as it feels necessary, and speaking to God consistently, if not like just all the time. I started reading the Bible last time. I really want to read Psalms and Proverbs, but when I looked in the back of my Bible, it's some really old Bible, from like 1973, and it's got like the red page sides, and it's like real vintage Bible or whatever. But it's got lots of stuff in the back, and one of the things in the back is a description of each book in the Bible, and it puts them together and what parts they are. And so Psalms and Proverbs, right before that is Job, and it puts those together. So I'm starting with Job, which is a story about this guy. He's like got the perfect life. God loves him. He loves God. He's got family. He's a huge beneficial member of the community. Everyone respects him and loves him. He's the best guy. And then Satan comes to God. He's like, hey man, this guy, like, he's great. He's a good guy. And no, he says something to God, and then God's like, well, look at Job. Like, he's awesome, and then Satan's like, yeah, but he's only awesome because you haven't like done anything to him. You've given him all this stuff. So can I take all that from him, and we'll see how he reacts? And God's like, all right, bet. God's like, God stands on business. And so Job's life gets destroyed, and like his kids die, and his all his farms get destroyed, and then he gets all these blisters and nasty things all over his body, and he's in pain, and like he can't lay down in bed, and it's hard to sleep because he's in so much pain. He can't wait to wake up, and then he wakes up and he's like, I can't wait to go to sleep because this shit sucks. And then the part I just read was he was like, God, like, what the heck? Like, why are you doing this? Do you even care about me? Why are you doing this to me? Just saying, like, not good things, like, what is happening? And then the next part that I haven't read yet, but I saw the chapter name, is I think it said Job like goes back on his statements and is like, okay, I'm sorry. But yeah, I can't wait to get to Proverbs, Psalms, bro. Like, one of them is like just straight knowledge. Like, every verse is just this good, really good stuff. And then one of them is like just poems, beautiful poems that you can read and just determine for yourself how you perceive those words and what they mean to you. I was gonna game, but now that I've had this long talk, I'm trying to think if there's anything else to talk about. Well, here's something. Here's a big thing. I'm not gonna talk about that yet. But my car, the transmission offed itself, so it's like $2,000 I'm looking at right now to put a new one in. But I know that's not overpriced. I know that I'm not getting fucked in the ass because the car shop is like family friends. We've known them since I was like 10 or something. So I know they wouldn't fuck me. I trust them with everything. So yeah, 2K, which I don't have. But I'm currently making some okay money, and I should be making a lot more coming up, but I'll tell y'all about that at a later point. A lot more, like good money. Benefits of having a license, you know, if you're thinking about going to some kind of school and you don't know what you want to do and you're confused, take your time, because you don't want to go into something not knowing if that's what you actually want to do. You want to, I don't know. This is just my experience. Like, I spent so much time like, what am I going to do? I don't know what to do. Finally, I ran across a caregiving job. I took it, and it turned out to be one of the top experiences, like important emotional experiences of my life. I cared for a 14-year-old boy with cerebral palsy, and it was just, you know, like a few months in, I was like, oh, like this is what I'm supposed to do. So I got my CNA license. After that, I took care of a quadriplegic guy. Right now I work at a nursing home, and then I got something real big coming up. Good money, great job, like seriously. Ever since I started doing this, ever since that boy, going to work, which this has never happened, all my jobs, this has never happened. Starting with the boy, going to work is not like, oh, I gotta go to work. Never. It's never like that. It's like, all right, heading over to the work. You know, like I enjoy it. It's I mean, of course it's work. You're like, all right, when am I gonna get off? Or I can't wait to get off and go home. But it's enjoyable, bro. Like taking care of people, making people comfortable, making people happy. It feels really good, at least to me. So, especially with right now with the elderly people, it's like those are the people who truly need the most attentive care, bro. Like they've been through so much, bro. Like 3 times what our lives length. And you know, think about your entire life. If you're like 25, 20, like bro, like that is such a long time if you really consider it, like all the things you've been through. Now times that times 3, times that times 4. You know, we got a 90-year-old guy in there who and it's insane because he actually can think like a regular man. He's not in any way handicapped like an old person. He just talks like a regular guy. 90 years old. I talked to him. He was 5 when World War II started. He was telling me about how people weren't like, oh, we gotta go mess them up, or like Pearl Harbor. They weren't like mad, like, oh my god. They were scared. They were in fear, like, oh my god, like this is scary. Like our men, our young men are gonna have to go fight and die. So it's insane to think about, really. And I get to talk to him. The problem is I don't remember which room he was in, so I can't go talk to him again. I was gonna go talk to him like a lot, but he's an independent guy, so we don't really help him much. But yeah, well, the thing about him though is he has like the worst cancer, like terminal cancer, like the worst one you can get type. So, but he's been alive way longer, but he is gonna die. So I don't know, like I really wanted to talk to him some more, because like someone like that is so rare, bro. Like 90 years old, all that life, all that experiences, all of that knowledge, that's insane, bro. All of that things he went through, that's crazy. He was in like the military. He was in Korea, which is crazy, and then like some other European places. So I would have loved to talk to that guy, but didn't work out that way. I don't know which room he's in, but the experience that I did have with him was great, so that's great. You know, things like, there's some experiences that even when they don't work out, you know, they can be something like that. they can be a friendship, they can be a relationship. Even if it doesn't work out, you might not get this right at the end. Right when it ends, you might be like, oh my god, this sucks, I wanted to spend so much time with this person. But you know, it might take some time, or you might just understand that from the get-go. But the experiences that you share with that person, while it's good, are the important part. You have to really be grateful for what you were able to experience with that person and really sit back and think about it. And a big thing to take in mind is what you can gain from that is that there are people like that out there who you can build more experiences with. Because before you met that person, you didn't know that that person existed. Now that you know that person existed, now you know that there's more people out there like that. Okay, you gotta think like that. It's good to think like that. I couldn't think like that for pretty much my whole probably like 14 to no. At 14 I had no friends, so it didn't matter. But probably 19 when I had my first girlfriend, up until a year ago, so like 26, I was shit with friendships, relationships, mindset, perspective on that. I mean, I was shit with everything. I was just fucked mentally. And it's completely due to smoking weed. I mean, it's not even a question anymore. You know, weed's cool for a lot of people. It can make you chill, and it doesn't affect your life. It's just some chill shit that you can do just on the weekend with your bros or whatever. But for a lot of people, and I didn't used to think this. I thought it was super rare that people go through this, but I've especially recently met several people, and I don't meet a lot of people, so I know there's a lot of people out there who've experienced this, but weed is not good for everybody. I mean, like for me, the things that were already in my head, the mental problems, it elevated those to way too high degrees. So like for me, I was bipolar, not as much depression, but a lot of mania. I was very manic at times, and smoking weed would I mean, it's super embarrassing just to say that. I'm not going to tell you all the things I did, but I mean, you get it if you understand what mania is, or if you've experienced someone with it or yourself. But it was bad, and when I smoked weed, it got a whole lot worse. And then paranoia, bro. Like I was very I mean, they diagnosed me. I don't think diagnoses mean, oh yeah, 100%, but I got diagnosed schizoaffective, which is like schizophrenic, hallucinations, all that shit. Schizoaffective, like just really bad paranoia, and you know, bad, more mentally stuff. And so that was really bad, and smoking weed just propelled that, and other drugs like ecstasy was really cool. But towards the end, the last time I took it, I took a good bit, and the high is great, but when it wears off, like the next day, your dopamine goes from like normal dopamine on ecstasy, next day, like it dips hard. And so for me, when my dopamine went down like that, the paranoia reached like extreme levels. I was at work. I worked at a sports bar as a host, like sitting people down at tables. Man, I was so paranoid. I thought everybody in there was looking at me, and I would see people smiling, and I knew like, oh, they're discussing how they're gonna torture me and cut me up and fuck with me for like pain. And like they're and I'm like demons, like there's some demons in here, and like not good stuff. But here's the good part. A year ago, maybe a little longer, about a year ago, no more drugs. And pretty much every month since then, this is important. This is important. So, pretty much every month since then, right? I've gotten better. My thoughts have become. You can go watch the YouTube videos from a year, 2, 3 years ago. It's bad. It's really embarrassing, but I'm gonna leave them up because it's content and because memories, reminders. But my thought processes were shit. I couldn't think things through like that. My mind was just slow. And distorted. My perception on the world around me was distorted heavily, in a bad way, since like 20 to 26, just bullshit. And ever since I stopped with all drugs about a year ago, every month since then, I've gotten better and better and better and better. At this point, it's like I can think so clearly. When I look around, I see a beautiful world. I'm optimistic on everything. I have a great job. I have a great life, a great family. I'm not anxious about really anything anymore. I can go to the grocery store. I used to be scared to go to the grocery store. Now I can go to the grocery store in a white fucking t-shirt and basketball shorts and walk around like this. Like, I don't give a shit anymore. And at the same time, it's like I'm happy to be there. Like, I'm smiling, I'm looking at people. If somebody is happy, like, I'll smile at them. And like, I talk to girls, bro. I talk to girls all the fucking time. It's not even anxiety. If I don't do it for a while, like, I haven't been out recently, so if I did it right now, I might have some anxiety. Or I might not. Like, it's easy. It's you do it a couple times at this. Now, if I do it a couple times, I'm straight. Like, I can do it anytime, hands down, anytime I want. But right now I'm talking to a girl, so that's not really. I'm not doing that right now. She's beautiful and perfect and cute. Got lucky. Wouldn't have happened if I was smoking weed. It would have been fucked up. I probably would have fucked it up by now, for sure. That I used to always do that shit. It would last a month. And then I'd fuck shit up. It was only a matter of time. Before I fuck shit up in relationships. But, and other things too. Like, dude, I'm telling you, when my bro, a lot of times if somebody's like venting to you or telling you something bad going on, it's really hard to like know what to say. And you just kind of have to like try to let them talk if they want to, but it sucks because you don't know what to say. But sometimes, like, especially if you know someone really well, like I have my best friend Carl. He told me something like just in passing, and I was like, I texted him like I was like, bro, and like it was the best thing you could say. Like, I was like, wow, damn, like shit, like wow. And it was really good. Like, and here's the thing about encouragement. If you're confident yourself and if you can think clearly, your encouragement for others means even more because they see you confident. They don't think that you're just bullshitting. They don't think that you're making shit up. You smile and you say this like this with this face, like, dude, like, yeah, you're good, right? It means way more because they're like, oh, he means this. He's telling the truth right now. He's competent. He knows what he's saying, and you say the right things. Like, and then another thing is wittiness, dude. Wittiness. Like, I was never witty, never in my life up until a few months ago when it hit that point socially where I can just throw jokes out there without thinking. Like, somebody says something and I'm like, yeah. Like, it just comes out and it's funny as hell. People laugh. I went on a date before I met this girl that I'm dating right now. The most perfect girl in the world. I swear, like, I've never met someone like this, and I like them and they like me, and it's beautiful. But damn, now I can't really think about nothing else. I think that's straight. I think that's good. I think that was a good talk. I think I'm gonna do that more. Just be real, you know what I mean? Just be real. So yeah, I'm fasting right now currently in repentance to show God that I mean it, that I'm serious about it, that I don't want to sin, that I understand that it's a bad thing, and that it hurts him, and that his son died, so that even if I do sin, it's okay. Like, he went through the pain that I would have had to go through. But at the same time, it's like, he died. So when I do sin, it's like, it's almost like I don't care that he died. I'm going to do this anyway. And then, yeah. So, yeah. Enjoy whatever is going on right now, no matter what it is. It's important to sit in what's right now, because the past is not real. It's just memories in your head right now. And the future, it's not there. It's just projections in your head right now. So if you can cut out those future projections, and if you can cut out those past memories, and if you can sit where you are right now, it becomes very, very important. Very, very almost serious, but also beautiful. Very beautiful. Like, serious in a beautiful way. Like, wow, like this, okay, this is real. This is what's right in front of me. And a lot of times it's something very beautiful. And if you wait until you're in that beautiful setting, like when I'm with my girl, I hit the fucking present button. I'm like, yeah, this is right now. This is great. There's nothing else in the world. There's nothing else in the world. All there is what I'm experiencing right now, what I'm seeing, and this girl sitting next to me. Take that into consideration and enjoy whatever is happening right now.